water. They work hard and they cry hard for it. In the sunny land, the bad guys build a wall. In the darkness, the blue sky set my soul. It's a blues from the dark side of the wall. There is a blues from the dark side, a dark side, a dark side of the wall.
Hello, my name is Jim Hawkins and I'm right in the centre of Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria. And this amazing building behind me is the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. It was built in the mid-19th century and is a symbol of Bulgaria. This cathedral was built in 1878 when Sofia became the new capital of Bulgaria. With a population of around 12,000, it experienced a massive population growth, mainly from other regions in Bulgaria. In 100 years, the population grew to over 1 million. Today, it's about 1.2 million, which makes it the 15th biggest city in the European Union. But a struggling European economy, rising prices, inflation, and a deep-rooted frustration with a lack of any real democracy has caused a mood of discontent right across Bulgaria, and in every city never have the protests been more prominent, and people power has just toppled the government. But without doubt, the biggest change in Bulgaria's modern history came with perestroika and the dissolution of the Soviet Union. The fall of the Berlin Wall and the Iron Curtain in 1989 effectively meant the end of a divided Europe and the end of communism. But for Bulgarians, the struggle continued for a free democracy, and it still continues today. But despite all this political upheaval, the daily life here continues. It's a hustle and bustle place. Maybe I'm lucky. I've been to nearly every major city in Europe, but Sofia to me is very special. I really like Sofia. It's a quaint mix of old and new. It's more like a very big village than a big city. It has every facility of a modern European capital city. There are 120 hotels in Sofia. It's a popular tourist destination. Here's another thing I like about Sofia. 1 beer, 2 lever, that's less than £1. Cheers. There are lots of parks and open spaces, a breath of fresh air in the early spring sunshine. The Bulgarian weather suits me fine. 4 months of winter and 8 months of summer. My wife Trish and I came to live in Bulgaria 5 years ago in the northwest of this beautiful country, but we decided to move to Sofia in November of last year, 2012. We chose to live right in the heart of the city, close to the central bus, train and metro station. Sofia has an amazing public transport system. The new metro system gives easy access to all parts of the city. A huge fleet of rather antiquated trams run in all directions through many of the pedestrianised shopping streets. And if you like shopping, Sofia has got a wide variety of everything. And for us, it's all within easy walking distance of our home. And for us, it's very noticeable that the shopping streets are kept immaculately clean by an army of street sweepers. This market, known as Woman's Market, is very popular with local people. Hundreds of stalls and market traders provide a huge selection of fresh fruit and vegetables 7 days a week. The centre is packed with restaurants for all tastes. There are many theatres, galleries, cinemas, sports facilities and a vibrant nightlife. What I really like about Sofia is that the people here like to have a good time. They are very sociable, friendly and they like music. There are dozens of clubs here catering for all tastes of music: house, folk, disco and rock. That's why I came to live here. There is a vibrant live music scene in Sofia, 7 days a week. And I'm a bass player. I like playing here. On September the 18th last year, my band, Purple Haze, played a Jimi Hendrix tribute concert here at the Rocket Club in Sofia to celebrate the 42nd anniversary of the death of the best rock guitarist the world has ever known, Jimi Hendrix. It brought many Bulgarian Hendrix lovers together under one roof, including this man, Vasko the Patch. It was our first meeting, and I also met his lovely wife, Elena. Vasko is a real modern-day hippie. The patches on his jeans is where he gets his name. In Bulgarian, Vasko Krupkata. He is known and loved by everybody throughout Bulgaria. Born in 1959, he became a musician in his teens and became a symbol of the people's struggle against communism. He wrote and performed songs that gave the people hope for the future in very difficult times in the late 80s. His message was in his songs. He became the people's hero. He gave people courage. He stands up for what he thinks.
1, 2, 3, 4. Inercja obwynika, milicja nie bita i medalci zatyczyka. Prezydenci zatyka, łagier i postulika, historia i skrivika, no nie żadna te Dominika. Komunizm ci odbija, komunizm ci odbija, komunizm ci odbija, świetę spokojno leca. Diktatori zmieniały, odnowu uprawiały, leżały zawyżały, tam leżały, archiwy uniszczały, chore te odrzucały, przyszli nas zaminały, do powrotu podążały. Komunizm ci odbija, komunizm ci odbija, komunizm ci odbija, świetę spokojno leca.
As the euphoria continued, 1989 saw many similar events which attracted hundreds and thousands of people, showing massive relief that the strict communist rule had come to an end. But for Vasko the Patch, now 30 years old, he had reached a crossroads. Which way to go from here? Politics or music? He had no ambition in politics. He felt he could make a stronger message with his songs and music, and so he decided to form a band, the Poduna Blues Band, simply because of his love of blues music, his passion for playing, writing songs and being the undoubted showman that he still is today. He is a prolific songwriter with over 100 songs. He has published 16 CDs and his music is played on Bulgarian radio stations right across the country to this day. Next year, the Paduna Blues Band celebrates its 25th anniversary, and it still draws large audiences of all ages. For me, as an Englishman in my mid-60s, and after 5 years of living in Bulgaria, I have no conception of what Bulgarian people endured, especially in the period from the end of the Second World War in 1945 and the end of the Iron Curtain in 1989. There is little wonder that the celebration parties continued for months. But sadly, when the Iron Curtain was lifted, Bulgaria was left with nothing, and it will take many more years for a total recovery from 44 years of living on the dark side of the wall. Vasko is a great storyteller about his life and his music. So we decided to meet at Paduna, a district of Sofia, the area where he was born. Vasko was keen to take me back to his roots.
Well, this is my father, Civilian Georgiev, my good friend, and my mother, Zarka Georgieva. Well, this is my room. I'm born here. I was a child here. And I get married here, 2 children, 7 years we were living here with my family, my mother and father, everybody. When I was 23, that was 1982, 2 years after John Lennon was shot, I have a short, funny story about this. I was here in Sofia and putting on the wall a little poster with his picture, and it was written 2 years after John Lennon died, and secret police came and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "I put the poster of a dead man." "Who's that man?" I said, "John Lennon." "Who is this guy?" I said, "It's my cousin. He died," and I put the poster here and said, "No, give me your passport." He wanted to see that I'm also Lennon in the passport. He said, and I said, "You give me your passport." That was a big mistake, and I had a big problem with the police. But it's a history. Now we have John Lennon here on his wall. This is the wall of John Lennon, we call it centrum of the Sofia.
The following day, I drove to Dragolevci, a small village about 10 kilometers from the centre of Sofia. Here you get a stunning view of Sofia, as the village is on the slopes of Mount Vitosha, which is directly to the south of the capital city. Today, Dragolevci is a popular place to live, though it's not always been like this. There is a famous monastery here, and it attracts visitors all year round. And this is the home of Vasko and his wife Elena, and his well-travelled camper van, the mobile home of a true travelling musician. And this is his old English sheepdog, Gershwin. The walls are covered with posters, and the shelves packed with CDs, DVDs and anything connected to music and Vasko's life as a travelling musician. There are hundreds of family photographs, and it's easy to see that Vasko and Elena's family are a very close family unit, and they are very proud parents, and also that Vasco has lived his life in music.
И се провикна в протестните песни на подвана блуз бенд.
The Paduna Blues Band play blues from the Delta, Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters, and many more recent electric blues stars. And many of Vasco's songs are of a similar vein.
Oh, I didn't expect this. It was just an experience. I wanted to have some fun, to touch the freedom with the music, to make some money as a first blues band in this country. I was not that good as a singer, as a harmonica player, and I didn't expect 25 years after 1,000 kilometers with my band bus. People expect from me songs. Then they stop me on the street and say, Vasco, ima li bira? Oh, there is enough beer, yeah, sing me a song. They buy me beer, they buy me rakia everywhere. I didn't expect this.
So Vasco, your musical career, how did it all start?
I live in a family, very funny family. My mother, she was singing songs. My father, she was playing flutes. They have friends with the guitars, with accordion. I don't know how it's called in English.
Yes, accordion.
And they were making parties. And since when I was 6, they bought a guitar to my older brother, and that was a big moment in my life. That was a revolution for me to touch a real guitar. A real guitar. It was very hard to find that kind of instrument. And in those times there was a very popular movie called Всеки километър. It's some communist story about a man with he was a real police guy and everything with the gun, with Kalashnikov. But one night this guy, he was so nice, so beautiful young man, and one day he got the guitar in the movie and he was playing a guitar melody with the guitar, and that was my first guitar hero when I was 6 years old. And that's my explosion of feelings. I saw the man with guitar, how he looks. I didn't know about Jimi Hendrix, about Bob Dylan, about these guys, the guy with the real guitar players in this moment. That was my first guitar hero, but for some like 15 minutes, because I understood after 50 minutes that this is not a guitar. That was some kind of a radio station, and he was doing connection with the Russians in the movie, you know. That guitar was some special made, and that was my first. I was so excited and then so disappointed, and maybe I touched the system like this first time, and then I became as a drummer. I don't know how, just like this. I wanted to play drums when I was 14, 15 years old. My first band was those time about 1977. In a basement close to my school, we make our practice room with the guitar amp was a radio, just a radio. The guitar player plugged the guitar in the radio. And my first drum set was handmade with some box, my poor English, I can explain, but we used the real skin, leather skin.
Yes.
Leather for a drum set like this, and it's a handmade drum set. And we were so happy to play some kind of, we call it Western music, let's go this kind of music was so dangerous, so like forbidden. Like if you play this kind of music, you're a bad capitalist, man. It's so funny to call John Lennon and Neil Young and Bob Dylan to call capitalist, man. Yeah, they are, because they sold so many albums, but that's why I became as a rock and roll musician, because it was some kind of forbidden and was so dangerous to do this. And
there was like a thrill then, really, because it was, as you say, because you shouldn't have been doing it is why you enjoyed doing it. Is this the case?
And yeah, and we have a big. We became more strong like this, to hide, to play. That was the answer. To try to find some music. It was not possible to find the original music here. No in the shop, no LPs, nothing. There was no music shops. In some kind of music shop in these times, there was some LPs of socialist music and from the east part of Europe, from Russia. And when I started to play in a restaurant, I was a car mechanic, and then I started to play in a restaurant in night time. There was it was called Repertoire Plan. It's a like list of the music you can play. It's about 40% of this list was Russian music, and then when I say Russian, I mean Soviet Union. It's something different, Russia than Soviet Union, and then some kind of sots. We call it. It was very funny. We call it sots lager, like lager. Mm-hmm. This kind of music, and about 10% Western music, but only instrumental, and no singing in English. It was not possible. It was, and I was singer from the drums set. I was playing drums and singing, and there was a song by Eric Clapton, "Wonderful Tonight," and I made a Bulgarian lyrics of this song. I translate the song in Bulgarian, but except the situation, I was singing in English. And then, if I see that in a restaurant two guys look so serious, I was singing like this: "It's late in the evening, she's wondering what clothes to wear." And I saw the guys, maybe they're some kind of police, secret police, something like this, and I continued in Bulgarian. "Običem ja veče." No, and I sing a song half in English, half in Bulgarian because of the situation.
Absolutely.
No, it's so funny.
So the blues then, where did the blues come into this? Is that anything to do with, the blues was forbidden as well?
Yes, it's American style, it's American scale, and everything was forbidden from America. When I heard first time this slide guitar by Rolling Stones, and in those times the
Little Red Rooster.
Yes, or got to move, you got to move. I didn't know the original blues musicians. I heard Rolling Stones. The blues I heard from Rolling Stones and then from Led Zeppelin. Yes. You know, you shook me, baby. You shook me all night long. That was absolutely touched my heart.
Yes.
And kill me. Because in those times there was few English band popular here in Bulgaria. Famous band like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, and some not that forbidden bands. Then I got, and everybody was listening this.
Yes.
Everybody. And Beatles, of course, first Beatles. Mm-hmm. It was 1974 I heard first time Rolling Stones. It's a little bit late.
Really?
And I heard this slide guitar, this slow kind of playing, and yeah, the music is not a competition. I was talking to my friends, listen the slow guitar players, and that's why I got the blues. And I got the blues because I understood that this is you can sing about the problems and you can fly away. You can fly. You can fill yourself up of this bad situation. And that was I didn't have a recording machine or tape I got just phone, very old Soviet phone, to listen to LPs. And all my friends, they have this what's called magnetophone with a big like this.
Yes, reel-to-reel tape recorder.
Yeah, tape recorder.
Yes.
And everybody was listening from this. I didn't have. That's why now I collect this, and until today I'm trying to find all of these records from 60s and early 70s, and I'm a big maniac now in
collecting vinyl. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, vinyl and everything.
Yeah. In his early days, Vasko was greatly influenced by many British bands, the Delta blues artists, the hippie bands such as Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. But here in Bulgaria, Vasko had a local hero, Georgy Minchev.
During the times of communism, there was not so many musicians that were close to the rock and roll. Georgy was one of these guys, and only he got famous with about few songs from early 60s until falling down of the Berlin Wall, and then he exploded with he made a band, and he started to write the songs against the system, about freedom. He was my hero in the communism and after. He passed away in 2001, and his sister gave me his guitar and said, Vasco, take this guitar, and this guitar must continue to play. In your hand, the guitar will play close to the Georgy Minchev idea for freedom and rock and roll in this country. And since 2001, I'm organizing a festival on the name of Georgy Minchev. Cvete za Goshu, flower for Georgy Minchev.
Tell me what it was like in socialism, the radio programs, TV programs, this kind of thing. What was it like?
Yeah, we had one TV and one radio. It's a government TV and government radio, no private media, and some newspapers which are from our Communist Party. And the Communist Party was on power 45 years, and in these 45 years there was a one man 35 years. He was a big boss. He was a president, prime minister, and the big boss of the Communist Party, Todor Zhivkov. And every 4 years we had elections, and he win on the elections with 99.99. 35 years. Right. And we have one radio and one TV. The TV starts since 6 o'clock in the evening and stops about midnight. And in Friday we had a whole day. We had from 12 o'clock in Friday we have a longer TV. Mm-hmm. Because it was a Russian TV from Moscow.
Yes.
In the Russian language we have in Friday.
Really?
And in a TV there was two programs, first and second. Mm-hmm. This is a little bit later. And in the radio there were two programs, one and second.
Yes.
And the radio was non-stop. But one song, when I started to read the songs, there was a folk commission if your song could be in the radio, 4 commission. 1 commission is for lyrics. You put first the lyrics, and they look for if there is a rhyme and if there is not some kind of protest against the system. If the song should be a very lovely song and not protesting, nothing against the system. And the second is for the music. You put the notes on a list and you give the music on some 5 guys looking at it, and 1 guy playing on the piano your song, and the other they are listening, the commission. And the third was all together, how they goes together, the lyrics and the notes. You write on the list, and if there is no rhyme, the commission say no. The Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin will never go through this commission.
Really?
No rhyme.
So everything was sort of really scrutinised. Then it was examined. I wasn't aware that you had to go through an awful lot of paying to get music on the radio. Then it was paying. It was a long process for you to get.
Yes. I was waiting for. I dream about some kind of changing the system, some kind of freedom.
Yes.
And then I was a car mechanic in a taxi place, car service, and I bought a small tape player, and only this kind of music, rock and roll and blues, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. And the American guys, I start to understood the history of to get how the blues get started from the Delta, and then the British guy came to America, and they opened the doors for the original musicians. I didn't know who is Muddy Waters, who is Little Walter, of this real original blues musicians, and this. Little tape gave me. I felt that there is another world, and I believe that this will happen to Bulgaria one day.
Yes.
And I was waiting.
I'm from England. I'm from the West, and I remember very well the Perestroika at 1989. And I'm sure that the word Gorbachev will mean an awful lot to English people. It will always be remembered. Yes. Effectively for changing the system. Tell us about that.
It's funny thing is that one day if I make a club, blues club or rock club, I'll put all my the portraits, the pictures of my heroes, the musicians, and maybe in some guys I can put the pictures of some guys on the wall that helps to Bulgaria to be free and helps for the music. For me, in my case, this is the music, not the politics. I'm not good in the politics, but to get the music and to feel all of this Woodstock festival, all of these things, we got on the street when the changes start. We was on the street. I play in front of 500,000 people, maybe, like in Woodstock. I got my Woodstock here in Sofia, and. To happen this, there was some people that help, and Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher, and all of this politics, what the hippies hate in the free world. The hippies hate these guys. I know, but the interesting thing is that here, from my corner, my friends, they like these guys because they help to push down the communism. So it's amazing. The dark side of the wall is different. It's different. The wall really has 2 sides. In a sunny side of the wall, there is a streets, and there is a graffiti Yes.
Yes.
Ever seen the
Yes.
Berlin Wall?
Yeah, yeah,
From
yeah,
the
yeah.
west side?
Yes.
It's the graffiti,
Yeah.
it's the children playing,
Yeah, yeah.
cars standing here. And this side, this is the no man's land, no people walking. It's Kalashnikov. It's a very big place to the soldiers to watch who's here.
Yes.
So this is what I
Like
mean.
a no man's land in the no
Yeah,
man's
no
land.
man's land.
So you changed then completely from being a drummer to a singer, a frontman with a guitar, and this is when you started singing the protest songs. But even after the change, was it dangerous to do this?
Until today is some kind of dangerous, because the same people who was on the power in the communism, now the children of these people, they are big communists. Now we have a capitalism made by communist people. It's a very funny, very strange.
Like
mix.
China.
Yeah, like China,
Yeah.
but a little bit more free here, I can say.
Yeah.
And but not that's dangerous that was before. And the problem is that the people are not ready for this competition, democracy. The people are waiting from the sky, and I was ready.
Yes.
I was ready. When the changes come, I was ready.
Yeah.
My friends were ready. My family, and I'm still so happy that this has happened.
Yes. And I mean, after the wall came down, I hear that the shops were empty. There wasn't much food, and so people would have seen you then as being a little bit of a leader of the protest to get things better. Would that be right?
Something's happened, like in my bad times in the communism, I got only this music to give me some hopes.
Yes.
That was happened to me. I was with my guitar, I was giving hopes to the people, and I believe that the music helps more than the politics. Beatles, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and all of these guys, they made much more than Margaret Thatcher and
Yes.
these guys. They change
Yes.
mind of the people.
Yes.
I believe that
Yes.
the music is more strong.
So then, you must have been influenced by, suddenly you could see films and listen to music, whereas you couldn't before. What kind of thing influenced you to start making more serious music?
In 1981, too, there was a little bit fresh air from the music, from the system, from the cinema. We can feel, and I saw some musical movies. I saw Hair, American movie Hair. I saw Psycho Rose with Willie Nelson. I saw Last Waltz with so many blues musicians. I saw them and I heard about this blues musician first time from this movie, and also Paul McCartney's concert in the cinema. It was amazing. Everybody, all my friends were there. We were buying tickets from the morning, and then the next day again. It was a big. We were feeling like on a concert in the cinema. We were clapping when the song finished.
Really? Yeah.
And then I saw a Hungarian movie for a Hungarian band, Hobo Blues Band. I didn't know the name of the band, and that was first music Hungarian movie. What I saw is called Kopasz Kutya, a bold dog.
Yes.
And when I get out of the cinema, I just turned back and I bought another ticket and I went inside to watch the movie again, second time, from 2 o'clock and then 4 o'clock, and then third time I was watching this movie and I was I got another revolution in my heart. I got the idea to make a blues band here, because the last walls, the Willie Nelson, the Hair, and all of these guys, this is different world for me. Not different country, different world. And here, that was a Hungarian guy make almost the same problems, made a blues band, and I said, yes, it's possible. It is possible. And I'm so happy that I became friends with this guy after 30 years. The same guy from the movie, but this movie changed my life. I get out from the cinema and I said, yes, it's possible. I can make a blues. And now, when I met first time Hobo in Budapest, I asked him, hey, have you been in Bulgaria? He said, yes, I was 14 years old. What do you remember from my country? He said, I remember that my father beat me in front of the mausoleum of Georgi Dimitrov. I said, but now there is no mausoleum. Yes, let's make a concert. It's a park with a concert, with stage. We can make a concert. He said, yes, let's go. And we made a concert. Our first concert together with Hobo was on the place of the mausoleum in the center of Sofia in 2004. And I start to think about to bring together a band. I was the drummer of the band. When we play some concert, after the concert there was some rakia drinking, some party, after party, and they gave me a guitar. I said, Vasco, play guitar. I said, you're a guitarist, you play a guitar. They said, no, you know the very nice songs. And means a little bit protesting songs, a little bit joking with the system.
Yes.
I start like this to make the songs. And so this is the beginning. When they gave me a guitar and said, Vasco, you know the songs.
Right.
I'm a guitar player, but you know the songs.
Yes. So then on the 10th of November 1989,
yeah.
I think I've heard you say this before, the spirit got out of the bottle. It was
Yes.
a big revolution, a big change.
Yes. I was a drummer of the band in the nighttime. In the daytime I was a taxi driver. And I was ready with some songs, with my band. I was ready. I made a band, Pudu, a blues band in in the beginning of 1989. I felt the wind of change.
Yes.
It's coming, and everybody was making politic parties.
Yes.
I made a band.
Yes.
And we start with some songs and practice in a basement. And in the nighttime, sometimes we got some gigs. We were some kind of underground band, some kind of secret. When they put my song in the radio, they didn't tell my name. I heard my song first time when I was taxi driver in my Moskvich, a very broken Russian car. And there was some students inside the car, and I heard my song, Bureaucrat. It's about bureaucracy, I was singing. And I said, yeah, that's me, I'm singing this. They said, oh no, yes, yes. And I started to sing together with the radio to make them believe that this is me on the radio. It was one government radio these times. And I was there, but secretly. Nobody tell my name because it was dangerous. And I started like this. Our first concert was in the jail.
Импровизираната сцена е подуене блуз бенд, една група родена някъде на края на града в бедно семейство на тъжни музиканти.
Just before Todor Zhivkov was out of the power, I was already I was ready with the band to start, and we start underground. And my brother was in a jail, and he organized our first concert in a jail close to Sofia. And we made a great success with our first concert. And our first song with Poduvane Blues Band was called Групата се разпадна, means the band breakdown. First song is the band breakdown, broke up maybe.
Yes.
In English. So that was very funny times, really.
Yes.
No money, but big hopes for freedom, big hopes for changes. When I saw the Berlin Wall, it's open. The people can go. That was very happy moment, the happiest moment in my life. No need visa, only. That's why I'm so happy now to can travel with my ID card only.
Yes.
And I know that the freedom came together for the good and for the bad people.
So Vasco, tell us about your first venture with your band into Europe.
That 1995. The situation here was also bad situation. Nothing in the shops, empty shops, no gas in the stations. You can see the people walking in Carigradsko Shose, the big boulevard in Sofia.
Yes.
Walking, no buses, no cars, nothing, just walking. And we went with our old hippie bus, Volkswagen, to Germany for one month. And when we stopped in the first gas station, we were just watching so many things for sale, open like this, you can touch the things. Was very exciting, our first tour. And we had a success not because we are that good as a musician. We were funny, we were interesting for the people because we came from the poor side of Europe, and the blues band from Bulgaria, this is maybe something interesting, so let's go to see them.
They were curious to see the difference.
And we were playing better and better because of this. The reputation, Bulgarian reputation, is not that good. And I knew and I know now that I can help for a better reputation of my country, not to myself only.
Absolutely.
It's like a mission.
Yes.
And we were doing, we were better even than ourselves when we play.
Yes.
We play that or life, not only because we can. In 2002, I made my first US tour with the band, and I came back only with the bass player. And then in 2003, I went only with the guitar. Георги Минчев.
Нощни пеперуди около лампата кръжат, сигурно са луди и искат да изгорят. Съвсем близо летят и даже хич не им пука. Обичат да им е напечено, защото иначе скука. Нощни пеперуди, прозорец без перде, луната им се чуди колко шантави са тея. Избягали са от тъмницата със светлината насаме.
не се побират в матрицата и не умират от чупе. И съня ми се мотаят и мечтаят и не хаят, на кого ли е нужно това? Някой да се ражда с на коленки, а пък други с по два-три чифта крила, нощни пеперуди. Мечтаят и не хаят, кой ли измисли това? Някой да се ражда с на коленки, а пък други с по два-три чифта крила, нощни пеперуди около лампата кръжат. Сигурно са луди, луди и искат да изгорят. Нощни, нощни пеперуди.
Да, има китарка.
And I kissed the land of Mississippi, and I made the greatest picture in my life, the Georgi Minchev's guitar on a grave of Jimi Hendrix.
In 2008, Vasko made one of his biggest concerts in the National Palace of Culture, which at the time was the biggest stage in Bulgaria.
Yeah, this is a big hall called Hall Number 1, built for Communist Party Congress. And it's very expensive place, very big and very shiny place. But it was so nice to make a concert inside, to fill it with the patches and with the funny people and having a good time in this official hall.
Когато те препънат, преди да си прекрачил ти, когато те ударят, преди глава да вдигнеш ти, когато ти се плаче, преди да си отворил очи, когато ти се пее, а започваш да крещиш. Нека бъде светлина, нека има цветя, нека бъде любовта, нека има деца. когато се удариш в решетките на...
Well, I'm a famous musician, but believe me, it's completely different to be famous in my country than in your country. I think it's funny because I built this house to have place for rehearsal with the band, to make some music, not to make nervous my neighbors, because I was born in a block in where it's very hard to play, and now I have this house, and I'm a driver of the band. I'm a house builder. Can I say that like this? House builder.
Yeah.
And in between, I wrote some songs. Okay, tonight I invite you to come with us on a party very close to Sofia, in the smallest city called Pernik, 40 kilometers from Sofia, in the smallest club in the world called Mazet. Let's go party.
Vasko?
Са идеята да се качиме, че
Няма да има. Hello, hi there.
This is Emil, he's the drummer with the band. Yeah?
Yes, sure.
This is Smillan.
Yes.
Hi, Smillan.
Hi.
He's the bass player.
Yes.
And this is Krasi.
Yeah.
Krasi is the guitarist.
Yeah.
And we're going to play in Pernik. So it'll be a big party.
Yeah.
Great.
Не ми е нужна изобщо причина, а трябват малко пари за бензина. Желащи много, цяла дозина. Вдигаме котва, дръж се, дружина, живот на път. Участие да свириме песен. Участие какво? Блеш. On the road again! On the road. You told me, baby, once upon a time, if I will be yours.
And obviously, Sofia, you're both from Sofia. You've always lived in Sofia. You've had no desire to leave the place. What is it about Sofia then? Why?
We like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's our city.
Yes. So, Vasco, Elena, 29 years you've been married now.
Yeah.
How have you made it last that long and be so happy?
Because of her.
Because of him.
She is the hero of this 29 years. I'm a traveling musician. She was, she's a mother. Now she starts to travel and to be on a party.
Yes. Yes.
Often.
Dark side. I was born in the wild, wild east, and my mother and my father, they work hard and they cry hard for this. In the sunny land, the bad guys build a wall.